Hello everybody. Okay, well thanks so much you guys for all of your responses about what we can do to like work on in your home, or things that you have questions about and stuff that you can hopefully accomplish when you are quarantined. So I am gonna start with bookshelves, and it's so funny because I was like, I don't have any bookshelves, but then I remembered I had put these up in this room, which is Lily's room now, and I had put them up in it was like our guest room, and I'm not really great at like hanging like shelves. That's why I have my father-in-law or a contractor who comes in and hangs hardware stuff. I have these and there's like really big holes in the back, but it's fine. Anything can be patched. I wanted to show you guys Lily's shelves right now and then show you what I'm gonna do afterwards. This is her shelving right now. It's just become an array of random things, and you know, she likes to decorate and do stuff herself, but I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna basically just use the stuff that's on her shelf and stuff in her room to make it happen. So what I would say for the first thing, I learned this from actually a book that was given to me. She says, remove everything from the space. It's called quieting the space. And so what we're gonna first do is we're gonna remove everything. So like if you have just like literally put up, you know, like your boxes of books or whatever onto your shelf, just move everything off. So then it can be like calm, and then you can see like, oh, maybe I actually don't need all those things. So do that first. Okay, here are the shelves with nothing on them, and I told you, you can see the holes behind there, and also they're not very level. Anyway, you know, have somebody help you if you can't do that. So I've quieted the space, and I'm going to start doing them. Okay, now these are the things that Lily had on her shelf, but also I am choosing to use. I may not like have her doll there, but that's like an heirloom, and the bells, we'll see what we can do. But I actually picked out some of her books that were like in her little stash and made it rainbow because Lily likes rainbows, and so I was like, I'd really like to do that. And in the future we're going to be doing her room in rainbow colors. So okay, so now you can see the things that I've chosen for Lily's shelf. Those books over there that are all the colorful ones, so those weren't on there. She had some on there, books, random ones, but like I put up the ones that I didn't want them to like touch and mess up a bunch. But she wants rainbow stuff in her room. This is all like, it's a hodgepodge right now. Your kids' rooms are always like the leftover. We may not put the doll there, but it's like an heirloom, and we'll have to see about the bells and all the other things. Obviously I can take away anything else and put it somewhere else. Okay, so one of the main things about bookshelves is repetition. I don't know if it's for us to focus on easier, so we want to see like, oh, there's, you know, it's like a pattern, like red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, like that's pleasing to our minds, or it's a singular thing, so like having a singular item up there or whatever. But having repetition of items is really helpful in when you're doing bookcases. That doesn't mean that you are just gonna throw a bunch of books up there. Obviously bookcases are made for books, but they can also be used for other things and styled in an appropriate way where you get to showcase things that you love, but also not just being like a storage space for your crap. Repetition is important. So when you are putting things up there, you could either do like, I've seen a designer that she just did for it was a hutch, and they had all these white plates. And it was just like a whole hutch. It was open. They painted the back of it, and they just did all these white plates. Now that's like repetition and the same item over and over again, but it still worked in the way that it needed to be. So like in case of Lily's sake, like Lily still is really into unicorns. The other day she was like, unicorns are so magical, and I just wish that they could be here. So we have unicorns, so like, and they're super distant right now, but as you saw, like she has a little unicorn piggy bank, and then she has 2 unicorn bookends. So these bookends aren't like super stable, so we'll see how it goes. So anyway, there's repetition in themes, sort of like that. And you can use anything, like even, I wouldn't even say like just put, you know, I think a lot of times we think that we just have to keep what is supposed to be in that room, should be in that room. So like books only fill the bookcase, but that also again is not true. So like say you really like typewriters, you know, like in different sizes or whatever, you can put those typewriters intermingled with your books, or you have these cool vases. And it can be even, again, like repetition in color. So if you want pink, or you love pink, so having pink items traced throughout your bookcase helps as well. We'll see how this goes. And again, like when you're decorating and designing, like think about how you feel, and when you see it, if it doesn't feel right, then change it. If it makes you feel like, oh, this is kind of different, like just sit with it, and then maybe it'll grow on you. But again, like nothing is immovable. You can always change it. Even if you super glue something, you can still rip that thing off the wall. The other thing I would say is different textures and different like heights is important too, you know, so it's balanced. So I'll probably do that with the books. We'll see how that also pans out. Rainbow. This is what I have. I made her sign, which is like the biggest thing, the focal point. And then I have this little chalkboard, which I'm like, kind of like not sure if I love it, but I have her, books over here. I had to put them in the corner on the side because not all of them are long enough. So they're just kind of teetering with that little unicorn. And I put it over in this corner instead of over here close to the door. So when you come in, it doesn't like close off that space. So this space is open. So let's keep going. So in order, so this isn't so dull, especially against these shelves that need to be like white or something. And this wall color, I added the bells onto the neck of the horses to add some color. And then I'm gonna add this little ribbon around the jar to add another pop of color because it has that gold top before. And so this little ribbon thing is from Lily's Dolls. So I'm gonna set you down. So I'm just putting the ribbon on top of the jar right now. And it's from Lily's little like doll set, but how perfect, like it's her little money bank on the jar. Okay, I already made it so much brighter just doing that. Okay, and here are her little shelves. So it's pretty simple. Her side things are a little crazy, but I decided to take a few other things out. I took like her shelves, I didn't use those, and the little sign just because I didn't want like more signage on here. And I'm trying to use whatever I have, and obviously not going to buy anything right now, but use whatever I can. So a lot of pinks and a lot of rainbow-ishness. And it's so funny, I was looking at her around her room, and I was gifted this book by a friend of mine in Arizona for Lily, and it's such an empowering book, but I found that on the floor, and I was like, oh, I found it on the floor, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect, that's what I need to put in here. So, and like I showed you guys, in order to have some like of the balancing of this rainbow, I added the bells that were hanging down here, which were a Christmas thing that Lily put up. So I added those over there. I added the ribbon, again, just stuff laying around. I'm sure you guys could find stuff laying around anywhere in your house, but I tried to just stay to Lily's room. I added that to her jar. And then I have her chalkboard, and I just put a little rainbow on it. And I needed some little like small little balance like thing to balance over on the side here to fill in that like dead space. So let me show you actually what the bottom looked like before. So I had it like this, and it was so empty and just like didn't feel complete to me anyway. I mean, I think it could be okay, but I wanted something more. So I was looking at her dollhouse and I'm like, this would be so cute. And it could be like Lily and have some extra color because it has green and the pinks of the doll. So I added her there, like she's writing. And then I saw the book and I was like, well, that is perfect. So that's what it is. So you can see the repetition of, obviously we have books, we have the unicorn, kind of the same like prints up here, like, well, cursive, the pinks. And yeah, so that's what it looks like. I'll give you guys another view from here. Now the book still feels a little like kind of off to me, but I don't think it's that bad. I think if we had something smaller that we could put in the middle, it'd be great, but I'm pretty happy with it. And it's nice because I've been meaning to do this. So okay, guys, so I hope that this little tidbit helped you all with figuring out how to stylize your bookshelves. And I just wanted to kind of wrap back around to those first few things that would be helpful for you in stylizing your bookshelf. So one, cleaning everything out of your bookshelves, out of your space, making sure that there's nothing left on there, so it's a blank page for you to see. Second, figuring out the items that you're going to use. If you're going to use books, get those books. Figure out how you want to organize them. If you want to organize them in neutral colors, or by author, or by theme, or by whatever size. There's multiple ways that you can do it. You don't have to just make it a library. And then the other thing is repetition. Always try to, you're helping your eye to see the pattern within the bookshelf. So having repetition in color, having repetition in shape, whatever that may be, or items, and you can put anything on your bookshelf. You can have baskets, you can have toys, you can have things that are personal for you. Just like I put that little doll, added that little doll for Lily. That's like a little personal thing for her that she plays with, and she's able to reach up there. Like, it's her height, obviously, it's her whole thing. So her bookshelves. But and then don't be afraid of taking things away. If it feels too cluttered, take it away. If your style is a little bit more like things on top of themselves, that's okay too. But always step back, just look at it, see if it feels right. That's the thing that I do the most is, does this feel right? Does this feel like this sense of balance within me? I know that sounds like super silly or hippie, but it's really true. And when you look at it, are you happy with it? Does it give you like a sense of joy or a sense of peace, whatever you're wanting it to make you feel? And also too, at the same time, it's not always going to be perfect. Not everything is going to be, perfection. So make it as good as you can, resource what you have, and have fun with it. So I will upload this to my website as well. I'm going to put it on my blog so that you guys can go back to my tips and just to resource those, so you kind of remember if you don't want to watch the whole video or whatever. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what you guys do. Send me some before and afters, and let me know what works out for you guys. All right, you guys, stay safe and have a great day. Bye.